Okay, so let's take a look at some of these examples. It says we're going to compare these fractions by comparing them to the half. Which fraction is greater, 3/4 or 4/10? Explain how you know. So I'm going to start by drawing a picture for this one. So I want to make sure my whole is the same size as the bit, at least the best I can, to compare to this one to a half. So I'm going to split this one into fourths and do my 3/4. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. Okay, and then my bottom one is 4/10. So this should be tenths. Very best I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. I mean tenths, sorry. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. 1/10, 2/10. My bad, 3/10, 4/10. Now look, 3/4 I know is larger than a half, and 4/10 is less than a half. So I know that then 3/4 should be larger than 4/10. You can do it even without drawing the pictures if you can think of what a half would be. So for like 3/4, what is a half if there's a 4 in the denominator? So think about, okay, well, what's half of 4? 2. So 2/4 is the 1/2. So I know, well, if 2/4 is the half, then 3/4 is larger than a half. So I know this one is larger than a half, larger than 1/2. And then think about 4/10. Okay, well, if it is a 10, what's the half line? 4/10. Well, what's half of 10? 5. So 5/10 is the same as a half, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5/10 is a half. Well, is 4/10 more or less than the half? 4/10 is less than 5/10. So I know 4/10 is less than 1/2. So if 4/10 is less than a half and 3/4 is larger than a half, then we obviously know 3/4 is going to be greater. Let's try a couple more. Okay, which fraction is greater, 4/10 or 3/5? Explain how you know. So we just did the 4/10 one. Okay, we already know 4/10 is less than a half because you told me, or we talked about, not really, this is a video, right? I told you, you're listening, I told you that the half mark would be 5/10, right? Because 5 is less than, 5 is half of 10. So there's our tenths, 1, 2, 3, there's our 4/10. Now let's think about this one, 3/5. Is 3/5 more or less than a half? Let's draw it, figure it out if we need to. Now it's an odd number, so fifth, so there's not going to be a half line right here. So I want to do fifths, so that I need to make 4 lines to do fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well 3/5, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. Look, it's larger than a half. So 3/5 is larger than a half, 4/10 is smaller than a half. So 3/5 is going to be larger than 4/10. Let's try 2 more. Oh, 1 more. That's our last one, sorry. All right, which fraction is greater, 3/7 or 2/3? Explain how you know. This one's a little tricky because they're both, look, odd numbers at the bottom. Hopefully one will be larger than a half, one will be less than a half. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to do the thirds, so let's split my whole into thirds as best as I can. So 2/3, 1/3, 2/3. So is that more or less than a half? That's more, right? So 2/3 is larger than 1/2. Let's draw the 3/7. I don't know if I've ever had to draw 7s. Let's see. So I need 6 lines to make 7 pieces. Just kind of do the best I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and so 3/7. 1/7, 2/7, 3/7. Okay, is 3/7 more or less than a half? It's less than a half, so 3/7 is less than 1/2. So if I know this is less than a half and 2/3 is larger than the half, then that will help me figure out 2/3 has to be larger than 3/7 because it's larger than a half, and I know 3/7 is less than the half.